How's it going, everybody? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another test drive video. Today we are in this green on green 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle. Has a 454 and a 4-speed. Alright, so again we have a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle. It has a really strong running 454 in it, backed by a 4-speed manual transmission. You have power steering, you have power brakes. It is drums all the way around, but they do seem to be set up well, and the car does stop nice. If I was personally going to keep this car, I would definitely upgrade to a disc brake. Kits are readily available, and they're not very expensive to do a disc brake conversion on these, but that's just kind of personal preference. The overall drivability, it runs and drives excellent. At some point, someone did a body off the frame restoration on this. The floors are all painted, the frame's all painted, and when they did that, it looks like they did all the suspension, probably the motor, transmission. All of that stuff looks like it was probably done at the same time. I don't know exactly when the restoration was done or when all of the mechanical work was done. Per the guy that we got it from, this was a car that was restored somewhere in the earlier 2000s, but I don't have any paperwork to support that. But just judging by the car, looking at the underneath, it's not a restoration that was done within the last couple years, but it still is very, very nice. As you can see, we're cruising about 65 or 70 miles an hour right now. The speedometer is, I think, about 6 or so miles an hour off, so you can cruise at 65, 70 miles an hour, but you do start turning a few RPMs. I don't know exactly what the gear ratio is in the 10 volt, but it does have somewhere probably in the mid threes, maybe a 373 or so gear if I had to guess. You can cruise again at 70, but any more than that, you're probably over about 3,000 RPMs. Interior wise, the interior is very nice. The seat covers, the carpet, dash, door panels, headliner, everything is very clean and pretty indicative of a car that was restored, again, 15, maybe 20 or so years ago. Everything shows great with minimal wear. All of the green matches. It's a very nice interior. I will say the mats are a little bit fresher than the rest of the interior. I put the mats in, they're brand new, so they are a little bit of a darker green, but everything else matches and is very, very nice. Unfortunately, I don't know what the original color combo of this car was. When they restored it, they did a really, really nice job with the engine bay, and everything is kind of shaved and very, very clean in the engine bay. The VIN is clearly on the dash where it needs to be, matches our clean title, but I don't have a cowl tag on this one, so I don't know what the original color combo was. Again, judging by everything in here, judging on the outside, it is a restored car, so someone definitely could have done a color change. But my guess is, being that it's a green on green car, this is probably what it looked like when it was new, as far as a green bench seat and a green exterior. Couple really small things aren't working. The original radio is not doing anything. I would go with a retro sound radio anyway. And then when you put it in reverse, the little white lights and the tail lights don't come on. And then your wipers work, but your washer sprayer fluids do not. Let it warm up enough. We'll kind of get on it here a little bit. Not the most powerful 454 that I've ever driven, but it does have good power. Pulls down the road well. Transmission shifts through the gears, up through the gears, down through the gears, in and out of reverse like it should. The clutch engages where it needs to. Mechanically, it's a really nice driving car. You let off the steering wheel, goes where you want it to go. It's a really nice and tight driving car. Cruising at 70 miles an hour right now with no problems whatsoever. It's a 1-2 finger on the steering wheel driving car, so really, really easy to drive. Goes nice and straight, doesn't pull, and the 4-speed is really fun. Still has manifolds on it, dual exhaust. It's got a Flowmaster style muffler on it, so it sounds good going down the road. It's not too terribly loud. When we did our little pull back there, you could definitely hear the exhaust, but it's nothing that drones you out cruising down the highway or even in town. You can hear the motor, you can hear the exhaust at, again, we're doing 65, 70 miles an hour. Definitely have a conversation with someone sitting next to you. Exterior is very nice. The paint quality shows great. No bubbles, no real bad body work. They did a nice job when they restored the car. The paint quality looks good. Imperfections that I found, there's a couple very, very small little like touch-ups. There's a small one on the hood, a couple small little ones on the fender. But overall, the quality of the paint is nice and it shows very well. And I actually really like this color green. It's a really nice shade. It's got the SS396 emblems on it. Has the really nice SS stripe down the side. It just kind of breaks up some of the green. And then with your polished torque thrust wheels, it's just got a really good look to it. And I really like the hood on these cars. The 68 and 69 Chevelles have a really cool hood, just in my personal opinion. All of your glass is nice. The windshield is really crisp and easy to see out of. It doesn't have any wiper marks. Your side windows, all of that stuff rolls up and down like they should. The back glass could be original. Does have a few little marks in the back glass, but nothing that needs to be replaced. Just some small little imperfections in the back glass. So again, overall glass is really nice, and again, windows roll up and down like they should. Going down this bumpy road, all stock style suspension. Does have a front sway bar, a factory front sway bar on it. No weird creaks, no moans, no groans going down the road. Nothing's rattling, nothing's shaking. It's not pulling either direction. It goes down this bumpy road really nice and straight. Shocks feel good. Steering wheel doesn't have any vibrations in it. Shifter handle doesn't have any vibrations. It's a really smooth car when it comes to the mechanicals. If I was personally going to do anything to this car, like I mentioned before, I would upgrade the front brakes to discs. I always like a 5-speed. Being that this already is a manual transmission, swapping to a 5-speed is a whole lot easier than converting one to an automatic. And I would add some vintage AC, but this car, like it sits, you can hop in it, cruise it, have a lot of fun, have a really nice Chevelle. And the only thing I didn't really touch on is the underneath. That's probably the best thing about this car is, like I mentioned before, it is a older frame-off restoration. But someone definitely had the body off the frame. The frame is all painted black. The floors are also painted black. Everything on the bottom side is extremely crisp and very nice. I found no rust issues whatsoever. Floors, frame rails, inside the trunk, the drop downs, everything is very, very nice on the bottom side of this car. This would be a fantastic candidate for, again, someone to do some of those upgrades that I mentioned before, or leave it like it is and drive it and enjoy it, because it is a great car. Overall feel, I actually really like the 68 and 69 Chevelles. I get more 70s, 71s, and 72s, but this car being a big block 4-speed, it's just a lot of fun to drive. I really like the green color with the polished torque thrust wheels. Very comfortable on the inside, just a really well ironed out car. Definitely a fun one to hop in and drive. I do catch myself reaching for another gear because it does have, again, a little bit of gear in the rear end there, but still a fun car to drive with the 4-speed. Does have an aftermarket Sun Pro oil gauge under the dash, but other than that, the gauges are original. And the dash is really nice in this car. Come to a stop here. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. If there's ever anything else that you want to see, have comments, concerns, questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel, or you can call or text me directly at 903-820-1019. Check us out at pcclassiccars.com, or we are across all of the social platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. The handle across those is going to be PC Classic Cars. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next test drive video.